Here's a segment from this month's edition of St. Charles Parish Today, a new monthly local talk show. Recreation has always been an important part of life here in St. Charles Parish. When you think about it, it's been around since some of the first settlers boated, fished, and hunted the abundant swamps and waterways encapsulating our homes. Fast forward to the present, and St. Charles Parish is offering abundant opportunities for recreation, including access to world-class baseball fields, basketball leagues, games for disabled youth, and much more. And as recreational tastes change, the Department of Parks and Recreation is planning for expanded offerings as directed by a new in-the-works recreation master plan. From walking paths to soccer fields to improvements at some of the larger community parks, there's a lot to look forward to in 2013. With me to discuss what's happening in St. Charles Parish Recreation are St. Charles Parish Parks and Recreation Director Dwayne Foray and Assistant Director Robert Brown. Thank you so much for being on the show today.
Thank you for having us.
Well, first I want to start out with 2013. What are you most excited about as far as programs and activities for this year?
Well, I tell you, right off the get-go, we start with our largest participation sport, which is baseball and softball. We have close to 1,600 boys and girls that participate yearly in that sport. We prepping for our season. We bringing in dirt, gravel at some of our sites that are used mostly. But before that starts, we have a lot of activity going on at the West Bank Bridge Park. Starts off with our Art Fest at the beginning of March, followed by Hornville High softball tournament, along with some middle school tournaments that we maintain and prep for those guys also. But the beginning of April comes the Bridge Run, the annual Bridge Run, and then the following week is Relay for Life. So even though we're not the main sponsor of those events, we are pretty much partnered with each of those organizations to bring these community enhancement events to our parish. And then there goes our baseball and softball season right into the heart of it. Last year we had a wonderful season with our softball program. Our teams had a clean sweep at state in St. Francisville. We were afforded the opportunity to host the Babe Ruth Southwest Regional Tournament here in St. Charles Parish with our 8s, 12s, and 14s winning regionals, our 12s being able to move on to Gainesville, Florida to compete in the World Series. That event alone had 51 teams from 6 states and brought over 2,700 individuals to our parish. And based on the information we got from Babe Ruth, that was close to a $250,000 economic impact to our parish, wow, which is wonderful. It's good to allow the kids to play in front of their parents, their friends in their hometown. And we look forward to that. This year we were awarded the state tournament for Babe Ruth, so that's something that we take a lot of pride in, and we look forward to serving those individuals that come to our parish once again.
Great, so it really is true. As soon as spring kind of ramps up, you guys are off and running.
Yeah, and like you said, our first settlers were fishing and crabbing. I'm very excited about our boat launch infrastructure repairs in the spillway. The one underneath the interstate and also the one on the lower guide levee, the Narco side, major repairs to both boat launches and ramps and our docks. We were afforded the opportunity from Valero to upgrade our pavilion right there in the spillway with an $18,000 grant. We put some fencing around there for individuals and companies that lease that facility and allow their families to crab and fish in that area. So the spillway continues to be a tremendous asset to our department. And when spring comes around, it really ramps up with the boaters, the skiers, the crabbers, and the fishermen. So we're excited about those people that visit the spillway to get them a taste of our new upgrades to that facility.
Definitely, yeah. That's great. So kind of redirecting the conversation a little bit, we're going to go to the website, and I know that you guys in Recreation have kind of come up with a new way to help parents and some of the kids involved to sign up for leagues, organize teams, that sort of thing, and it's all done digitally. Can you talk a little bit about that?
Well, we went to an easy facility program, and I tell you, before that, we was not real kind on a lot of trees. It was a lot of paperwork. But over the last 3 years, first, let's go through the entire process of registration for each sport. We meet with Booster Club representatives from around the parish. We set the dates, and then number one, we put out flyers to all our schools in the parish. 2, we send that information to our public information officer, Miss Renee Simpson. She puts it on Channel 6. It goes to our local paper. it's put on our website. I want to say one thing we did different this year that we hadn't done in the past is we already set registration dates for the entire year. So I think that's an added feature. Individuals and parents can go to our website, look at that information, and know exactly when they will be able to register their child. Also, you can sign up on our website for email alerts. Whenever the sports season is fixing to start, we'll send you a message via our computer system, and you get the information about when registration starts, when it closes. And we sent out that several times during the registration process. We went to online registering for the sports that we actually coordinate, which is the girls softball, girls basketball, our summer camp program. Some of our booster clubs have jumped on board and also have gone to online registering. So we want to extend out other opportunities where you don't have to come to our office. Makes it easier. We understand parents are running around, they have several kids, so any way we can make it easier, we're looking for those avenues to afford them the opportunity.
Okay, great. Well, in your report to the council recently, you spoke about some of the upcoming projects as far as infrastructure for recreation in 2013. So can you each talk a little bit about some of the projects that you're most excited about?
I tell you, I'm very excited about getting wetland watches back up to where it was before Tropical Storm Isaac. It suffered close to $200,000 worth of damage. That park alone probably sees 25 to 30,000 visitors yearly, along with our school system and the program that they have to offer. Ashton Park upgrades, which will consist of 2 soccer fields, a permanent restroom facility, and parking. I'm also excited about Ormond Park redesign. That's a project that's been in the work for quite some time. I know Councilwoman Benedetto has worked really hard to get the additional funding in place so we can go forward with that project. We also have some upgrades coming to Rathbone Park Phase 2.
What about you, Robert?
Well, the biggest thing I get with is the community center. The avenues which that's going to provide for all the citizens of St. Charles Parish, for RSVP, for retired citizens, it's just going to be a great opportunity to have them out to showcase things like that. The meeting rooms, them coming in daily and visiting, that's going to be a great opportunity. And just to back a little bit about the website, in the past when I first came on, a lot of the scheduling stuff was done manually. I mean, we sit down, we charted them back and forwards and doing it. With this easy facility, the format is so much easier, where it took me days to produce schedules, now it takes a matter of minutes. So it's a great opportunity for us to advance ourselves for the future for all the citizens of St. Charles Parish. Right. So the rec department is definitely moving forward. It's just great just being here to watch the changes that we have went from in the past to now.
And it's good that you mentioned the community center too, because that's going to be you guys' new base of operations.
Yes.
Yeah, and it's also going to be the first parish-owned gym.
Right. Yeah, we're very excited about that opportunity, along with the new challenges that it's going to present us. Right. But like you said, the first gym in the history of St. Charles Parish that the parish actually owns. So that is one of our major deficits here in the parish, is lack of gym space. That's noted in our long-range plan. So to be able to kind of put a little dent in that is very, rewarding.
Great. All right. Well, when it comes to your jobs, and you guys are super busy because you have so many kids that rely on some of the programs that you guys run, what's your proudest accomplishment? What are you most proud of about what you do day in and day out?
Well, I think my proudest thing is when you look back over years of being in this job, and kids come back whose kids are now playing in your program, and they tell the little ones that, hey, that was my coach, and just that respect thing that they have for you. We can't really save everyone, but those 1 or 2 kids that we can touch and we can show them the difference in life, that people are people, and you just have to respect them for who they are. I mean, there's been a lot of kids that have came through our program that we're proud of as citizens of St. Charles Parish. But I think the ultimate thing is that when you're out in the public and these kids know you, and people sometimes ask us, how do you know these kids' names? But when you do it for a long period of time, the names just pop into the head.
Great.
Yeah, it's very rewarding when you go shopping, go to the grocery store to see kids, and like you mentioned earlier, expanding on the programs for kids with disabilities. That is really touching. I tell you, it's even tough to talk about.
Yeah.
But it's rewarding when those kids come give you a hug and their parents are so appreciative. And when you see, kids, or we go out to schools and read to second graders or talk about what we do in the community, and to see those kids participating in the program is very rewarding.
Yeah, and a lot of people don't realize, like I said, our jobs, we may show up at the office at 8:30 in the morning, 8 to 4, but our job hours are much longer than that. And we're always out in the public, everyone know who we are. And like Dwayne said, that's the important thing. When we're out reading to kids, and the kids remember that, yeah, you came to my school, you read to me. So that's so positive for us.
Yeah.
All right, well, this is a great interview, I have to say. Answered a lot of questions about, what some people have about recreational programs, and especially some of the parks that are still yet to be repaired from Hurricane Isaac. So.
Yeah, that's been challenging, but we're moving in that direction.
All right, well, thank you all both very much.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Catch the entire episode right here on Channel 6, daily at 5 p.m., or watch anytime at scptoday.com.